Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a somber yet important topic, the history of Jewish expulsions across different countries. Throughout history, Jewish communities have faced persecution and displacement, leaving a lasting impact on the world. From medieval Europe to modern times, we'll explore the events that led to the expulsion of Jewish people from their homes, the motivations behind these actions, and the consequences that followed. It's a long, complicated, and frankly really sad story. But it's important to remember that these weren't just historical events, they were tragedies that impacted real people. And in learning about them, we can hopefully work to build a future where things like this never happen again. So let's start unpacking this complex and, quite frankly, heartbreaking history. Our story begins in 1290 in England. King Edward I, facing mounting debt and fueled by anti-Semitic sentiment, issued the Edict of Expulsion. This decree banished all Jews from England. Can you imagine being told you had to leave your home, the place you'd known your whole life, just because of your religion? Over 16,000 Jews were forced to abandon their homes and livelihoods. They were allowed to take only what they could carry, leaving behind businesses, property, and a sense of belonging. This act of religious intolerance cast a long shadow over England, with the Jewish community not allowed to resettle for centuries. The Edict of Expulsion stands as a stark reminder of how prejudice and economic anxieties can be weaponized against a minority group. Across the English Channel, France witnessed its own share of expulsions. In 1306, King Philip IV, much like Edward I of England, saw the Jewish community as a source of wealth to exploit. Driven by financial greed and religious intolerance, Philip ordered the expulsion of Jews from France. This expulsion, however, wasn't a singular event. Over the next several centuries, Jews in France faced waves of expulsion and readmission, often tied to the whims of rulers and the prevailing political climate. It's a tragic cycle of acceptance, persecution, and displacement, fueled by prejudice and opportunism. These expulsions had a devastating impact on the Jewish community in France, disrupting their lives, families, and cultural heritage. Moving south to Spain, we encounter one of the most infamous expulsions in history, the Spanish Inquisition. In 1492, the Catholic monarchs Ferdinand II of Aragon and Isabella I of Castile issued the Alhambra Decree. This decree ordered the expulsion of all Jews who refused to convert to Christianity. The Alhambra Decree marked a turning point in Spanish history, shattering the relative coexistence between Jews, Muslims, and Christians that had existed for centuries. It's estimated that over 200,000 Jews were forced to flee Spain, seeking refuge in other parts of Europe, North Africa, and the Ottoman Empire. The expulsion of Spain's Jewish population resulted in a significant loss of cultural and intellectual life, leaving a void in Spanish society that continues to be felt today. In 1497, Portugal followed suit with its own expulsion of Jews. King Manuel I, under pressure from Spain and seeking closer ties with the Spanish crown through marriage, issued a decree forcing Jews to convert to Christianity or leave Portugal. This decision had a profound impact on Portugal's Jewish population. Many Jews chose to flee, seeking safety and freedom in other lands. However, those who remained and converted, known as conversos, faced suspicion and persecution. They were constantly monitored for any signs of practicing their former faith, creating an atmosphere of fear and mistrust. The forced conversions and subsequent persecution left a dark stain on Portuguese history and had a lasting impact on the country's religious and cultural landscape. Sadly, the expulsion of Jewish people didn't end in the medieval period. In the 20th century, the Nazi regime in Germany carried out the systematic persecution and extermination of Jews across Europe during the Holocaust. This genocide, fueled by hatred and anti-Semitism, led to the murder of 6 million Jews. The Nazis used propaganda, violence, and terror to strip Jews of their rights, possessions, and ultimately their lives. The horrors of the Holocaust serve as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked hatred and the importance of fighting against intolerance and discrimination in all its forms. It's a story we must never forget, a reminder of the fragility of human rights and the devastating consequences of unchecked prejudice. Thank you for watching. It's crucial to remember these events to ensure history does not repeat itself. From the Edict of Expulsion in England to the horrors of the Holocaust, the expulsion of Jewish communities serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of prejudice and intolerance. By understanding the past, we can work towards a more inclusive and just future for all. Let's remember and honor the victims of these tragedies by challenging discrimination and promoting understanding in our own communities. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more educational content.